So a lot of you guys are looking to dip your toes into the housing market this year because let's face it, a lot of you guys have been on the sidelines and things might be cooling down soon. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about the biggest red flags you need to avoid that you can actually identify just by browsing houses online. So before you call your agent, before you call whoever you need to call and go see that property, you need to look out for these things. So the first things first, we're going to be using an MLS search that I created, and it's actually for a client of mine, which is the one that inspired this idea. And we're going to be looking at actual houses so you can see real time what I would see. The first big red flag you must avoid is a high days on market. Now, there's going to be a lot of reasons why a house has a high days on market. It is your job to identify why it's been a lot of days on the market. For example, we have this really nice house here, and for some reason, we can see that it's been over 195 days on the market. Now, how long is too long? Well, in my opinion, about 90 days or more is the ones that I'm really keeping an eye on. Usually 30, 60, 90 days is not too bad unless there hasn't been any price reductions, but the 90-day mark, maybe 60-day mark is the ones that would basically catch my eye. First things first, I want to identify, have they had any price reductions? And you can do this because everything is public record. You can find this house on Zillow and it'll identify this as well. And we can see that the original price on this house was actually $615 and it's been slowly lowering. So it looks like there has been some attempt to change the price. So, okay, that's not too bad. But why hasn't it sold? We can also see, now this might not be on your online website, but most of the time you might find this, is if it's actually gone under contract. Now here, what you want to do is when you look through the history, you want to see status change. And I'm seeing that it hasn't been under contract. So what's going on with it? Well, if we look at the photos, we can see, okay, it's not in bad shape. It has a pool. It looks like it's okay condition, but overall, I mean, not the best looking listing, but I mean, for the area, why not? That's not too bad, right? So automatically, my brain is telling me this is probably overpriced. And how we can do this is we can do, I mean, a lot of the websites like Realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow have like these like price identifiers that let you know what the house or what they think the house is worth. But honestly, just by going and getting an idea of like what houses have sold in the general area or just seeing what's for sale in the general area will probably help you get a good idea. So here what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick comparable search. Looks like this is the general neighborhood. Let's kind of extend it and just look at this little square area. Let's look at closings over the last 3 months just to kind of see what's going on. And let's see anything that's under contract. So it looks like there hasn't been too many houses selling, but let's see, 3 to 4 bedrooms. Okay, about 5 houses. And out of the 5 houses that have been under contract or sold, almost everything has been mid 500s. It looks like the ones that are selling have very good features. Like this is a really nice house built in 2004, has a pool as well, just like our comparable does. But man, it's like a 3-car garage. It's a lot more. Look at this place. This place looks in excellent shape. So in this one, amazing as well. So obviously the thing here that's really catching my attention is it was overpriced to begin with. They tried to sell it for what did I say? $615, $620 at first, when other houses were selling in the high 500s. And the other houses that sold for the high 500s were in a lot better condition. So if they had priced this accurately, maybe where it's at now, 6 months ago or whenever, 190 days ago when they listed it, it probably would have sold. So you can punish that and say, well, you decided to overplay your hand initially, and now you have a listing with over 190 days. I'm going to see if I can get a really good deal now. This is a red flag because you have to kind of do some research. You can't just say, oh, look at this house. It looks okay. It has 190 days on market. You could identify some things that could potentially open up opportunities for you if you do the right research. Now, it could also say, hey, there's just something wrong with this house and I don't even want to look at it. Like, for example, if I were to find one that has over 90 days and for some reason it hasn't sold, it hasn't gone under contract, and there has been no price reductions. Well, that's probably one that you want to avoid because you're probably dealing with an unreasonable seller, and it's not going to be like, hey, this is, like people say like, oh, this is a bad boy, I'm going to fix him. No, you're not going to fix that seller. They haven't reduced their price for anything. I mean, you could try, maybe it'll work out in your favor, but most of the time your efforts probably better used somewhere else. The second biggest red flag that I always look out for is if the house is remodeled. Now, say what you will about houses in general and whatnot. I know a lot of people like a nicer, cleaned up house, but whenever there's a remodeled house, it feels to me that most of the times there's a flip of some sorts. They did their best to try to save as much money as possible, so not everything got fixed appropriately. So let me see if I can kind of just identify one just by looking. Like that one, it could be an owner just really did a good job with a house and they just really amazing. But let's kind of look through it real quick. Yeah, actually, really good features. Let me see if I'm going to eat my words. Nope, it looks like it's just someone that took care of their house, loved it, and really upgraded it. So not bad. Here's another one that catches my eye. 4-bedroom, 1,800 square feet. It says beautifully updated. Stuff like that always catches my attention. You look through it. I mean, come on. That's like really nice. Completely upgraded. Someone put their entire essence into this house. And for a lot of people, it's like, ooh, this house is beautiful. For me, it's like, I don't know. It's been on the market for 129 days. There you go. A double red flag. And now we're going to do a little deep dive into the tax record and see if an LLC owns it. And yes, it looks like there is an LLC that owns this property. So you want to make sure to check your tax records when you're looking at a house that you think is a flip to identify if it is in fact a flip. So now that we know it's a flip, we have to identify what kind of flip is it. Is it someone that knows what they're doing or someone who doesn't know what they're doing? Now, here's what I mean by that. If it's someone that knows what they're doing and they've done multiple flips, well, they probably have a good system in place and they have maximized their profit by fixing the most minimum amount of things as possible to make it look as decent as possible with the smallest amount of money, and it's out the door. Sometimes it can work great in your favor, but a lot of times this means things were not done properly. If someone doesn't know what they're doing, that can either mean two things. One, they just completely over remodeled everything and just put the most absurd, over upgraded things in that property, or they don't know what they're doing and they didn't do anything to it and it looks in terrible shape. Either way, it's something to consider, because if it's that first one, I've had, some people buy houses that it was a first time flipper where they just completely went crazy and over upgraded it. And what happens with those listings is when you over upgrade something, and it's specifically if it's like a neighborhood that doesn't have a lot of upgraded stuff, it doesn't really turn out to be great for you. Just because you put $100,000 of upgrades doesn't mean you can sell it for $100,000 more. So they end up losing a lot of money on it, and the person who buys it ends up having a house that's really over remodeled. Whoop-de-doo. But at the end of the day, what's more important than over remodel things is, are the essentials in good shape? Your air conditioning, your roof, your plumbing, is all that in good shape, and is the house well maintained? Really, that's it. All the other cosmetic stuff can be changed over time. As long as the bones are solid, you're good. When the house is flipped, if you fall in love with it, okay, that's fine. But please do your double due diligence on this property. Like I'm talking, here's some tips. Do 2 inspections on it. Make sure to buy all the bells and whistles, like all the upgrades with the inspection. Ask for the records of repair. Who did they hire? What did they do? And if they try to skimp out and give you a very plain one, like plain details what they've done, ask for another one. Use your inspection period to basically grill this person to verify that everything was done in a proper way. And if there's anything that the inspector calls out, get a contractor to go out there and ask for their opinion. Now, keep in mind, contractors are there to sell or to get more business. So they're going to probably say, oh, this is in terrible shape. That's great. But just get an idea of what they're saying to see if it's like, okay, is there something really wrong here? A lot of times contractors are really, if something was done improperly or very lazily, they're going to go ham on it. Okay, so things to keep in mind. I'm sure there are fix and flips out there that are just fine, but it's up to you to very much verify that, and don't just fall for the glitz and glamour of the photos. Stop me if you've heard this one. You're looking online and you're looking at all these houses and you're like, okay, this is fine. And out of nowhere, a house comes up and the first picture that's there is like the pool or like the backyard or like the room or like something that's not the front of the house. To me, at least, this is the last red flag that you need to look out for, when the main picture of the house that they're displaying is not the front of the house. Now, this could be me being very cynical and saying, well, I don't know, maybe the person did that because they really want to show off the pool because they think the pool is the best feature. The thing is, once again, I'm kind of a cynical, so I apologize, but if the pool is your best feature, let people find it. let it sell itself. Most of the time, what I've seen, whenever the main photo is not the main house, there's something off with the front. In this case, I mean, I'm eating my words a little bit. It's not, I mean, yeah, it has some oil stains. It's not perfectly clean, but there's nothing that really stands out about the front, right? So in this case, maybe not so much, but I mean, in my experience, most houses that don't have the front picture as the main picture are trying to hide something. I'm sorry. Let me just kind of add a few extra houses and see if I can find anything to show you an example. There you go. Found one. Perfect. Look at the first photo. Oh, wow. Nice living room. Okay. No front of the house. No front of the house. You can see some shorts. Shorts really caught my attention. Why can I not see the front of the house? Oh, it's one of those weird houses that have like the front of it's like in the cul-de-sac. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You can't even see a clear picture of it. So there you go. It's like one of those townhouse house looking things. If that's what your house is, let it rock. Don't try to trick people into going and see your house because then it has a nice living room picture as the front picture. Here's another one, and I haven't seen this ahead of time, so let's see if I'm wrong. Very nice kitchen. Wow, very beautiful modern kitchen. Surely the house is, oh no, it's an older house. Okay. Like if it's an older house, let it rock, right? You obviously really over remodel this. That's great. You did put so much money into it, but don't be shy that you didn't put any money in the front yard. Come on. You could have taken those trees. Oh, those trees are beautiful. I want to take them down, but like, come on. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, is it a red flag? Is it a big issue? No, not really. This one seems to be the perfect one. It's 65 days in the market. It looks like a flip, and it had the wrong. So this is a triple red flag. Look at that. Pretty cool. By the way, guys, a lot of people right now are doing this where they're saying, hey, ask about the incentive at closing, or ask about the 2-1 buy down that the seller will pay for. It's like when they say, oh, ask us about the $5,000 in concessions we're going to give you. Everything's negotiable. Like they can say, hey, we're going to give $5,000 to you at closing. Okay, great. Well, that's fantastic. Here's my offer. I'm asking for $15,000 in concessions. Well, we said we're giving you $5,000. Great. That's a gimme. So I'm asking for an additional 10. So I'm only asking for 10 more, right? So they're just trying to make themselves look like new builders and saying, oh, we're giving incentives. No, in resale market, everything is negotiable. So don't fall for that. We're going to give you this, whatever. No, everything's negotiable. That's a good starting point. Yeah. So I always use that against them and go like, oh, you're giving me 5K already. So I'm only asking for 10 more. When you talk to your seller, don't say, hey, they're asking for 15K. Saying, hey, they're asking for another 10K because you already guaranteed me 5. So, right. Anyways, just a little side note for you. But it's just most of the time, whenever they don't put that first picture, there's something off there, right? All right, those are the 3 red flags. If anyone has bought at home, I would love to hear what red flag you have down below in the comments for any potential buyers in the future that watch this video. Now, of course, if you're looking to join the Home Goals community where you can chat with me, or chat with other people like you that are looking to buy soon, or maybe they're just waiting for the housing market to crash. There's all kinds of people. Go ahead and join our Discord, links down below. It's a great, amazing community. And once again, you can touch base with me there if you want to chat or do anything else. Check out the live streams that we do throughout the week in the channel. And other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day. YouTube thinks you should watch this video now. So I don't know. Are you going to click it or are you going to just walk away? Hey, come back.